The video that you're about to watch is a clip taken from a community call that I did last week. If you're interested in watching the full thing, it's the top link in the description. Or if you also want to participate in the next call, it's also the top link in the description. And yeah, just enjoy the video. The main thing, the most important thing for you is going to be accent training and fluency islands. No offense, bro. I'm going to assume your accent is busted because you've been doing a lot of online apps and those tend to bust your accent up a little bit. It's not judgment because I had a really, really bad Vietnamese accent to the point where nobody could understand me. So honestly, like we've all been there, right? Um, so you really want to prioritize fixing your accent. I'm assuming like if your accent is really solid, then pretend I didn't say this, but I'm assuming you need to fix your accent. So accent training is super important. And you're also going to want fluency islands. Fluency islands is the single highest return on investment activity for you right now. So this is super important. So with accent training, I said 10 to 30 minutes here. Honestly, just do what you can, right? Just do what you can. But this, I'd recommend anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. Record yourself, compare, and repeat until you can effortlessly say the sentence pattern with a good accent without even first listening to the video. So you're going to want to find a beginner video because you're A2-ish right now. So you're probably still going to have a lot of benefits from the basics, right? Don't underestimate the basics. I was 2 years into studying Vietnamese when I realized how cooked I was, and I literally went back as a B something learner, probably low B1, and I went back to watch beginner content. I'm talking about the Xin Chào, like that level of like basic speech, so that I could really get the fundamentals down, right? So don't be ashamed. Probably find like a YouTube video that's like top 10 French phrases, right? And they're probably going to be speaking slowly with a very clear accent, which is perfect for you. Literally listen to their sentence, and you want something that you can easily understand, and you want something that you're actually going to use. So when I was first doing Vietnamese training, I was listening to philosophy podcasts, right? So I could say like "Chủ nghĩa khắc kỷ" with like a perfect accent, which means like stoicism. I could say that with a perfect accent, but I couldn't even say like "What's your name" with a good accent because the word for name, I was pronouncing it horribly my first 2 years, which is horrible, right? So go back to the basics, and really focus on accent training with common sentence patterns from YouTube. Next is Output SRS. I'm not going to go over specifically how to do that here because I'll send you a link with a recent YouTube video that I uploaded where I give the exact steps on how to do that. So I'm not going to like waste time going over that here. But Output SRS, the more the better, right? So I put 10 minutes to 2 hours. So I would say 10 minutes at a minimum. But if you can do like, because I do 2 hours, I've gone through periods of my life where I literally do this for 2 hours. So if you can do that somehow, like if you have elite level focus, then definitely just the more the merrier. Okay. And you want to be as dynamic with this process as possible. So let's just say there's a sentence, you're coursing it, and the sentence is, I threw the ball. Okay. And so I threw the ball, you're coursing it. And now you can say it with really good pronunciation and at the same speed as the native. Okay. And let's just say the unknown word is ball. Okay. That's like the unknown word for you. Now you can kind of get like a little dynamic with it. Now you can say, I threw the ball at him. He threw the ball at her. You're kind of making your own sentences with it. This is really important for locking in the word. And if we go with the fact that the unknown word is ball, you can say, he bounced the ball. So now you're using the word in a completely different context. That's cool too. So really get dynamic with this and vary the techniques you use. Like sometimes you can listen and repeat. Sometimes when you're doing the flashcards, you can say the word at the same time as the native speaker to really build down get that rhythm down. And sometimes you can just listen to it over and over and over again and not even repeat it. Like sometimes, like my ability to listen to certain sentences is just not where it needs to be, specifically in Japanese. Like I'm probably like at the same level as you, like A2 level-ish in Japanese. And sometimes like a sentence will only contain one unknown word, but I literally won't understand the sentence, bro. Like just randomly, I won't understand it. So listening to that sentence 10 times without even repeating it kind of gets my ears accustomed to it, and it really helps me learn it. So bro, just be dynamic with this. You know what like feels best. And I think you'll have fun and get a lot of benefit from this accent and fluency island training. So I'm going to send you the link to the Output SRS video so you can know exactly how to do that. All right, so that's step one. Step two is fluency training. Okay, so this is actually separate from the fluency islands. The fluency islands are basically you just repeating chunks from native speakers. All right, but as you start to get into like B1 level, making that B1 to B2 transition, you can't solely rely on repeating after native speakers. You have to practice generating your own language. And I don't know if I wrote this down, but you did mention that you want to start getting to like a really high conversational fluency within 8 months. I think you can do it because you're already A2, right? And you have 4 hours a day. So honestly, bro, like I think you can do it. I genuinely do think you can get to B2 in 8 months, but you can't do that without fluency training, right? Like you just can't. So
you're gonna want to try something to like get you that fluency training. The easiest thing you can do is a tutoring session. That's like the easiest thing you can do. You can do a language exchange, which is free, but if you really want to get fluent in 8 months, given your current level, language exchange, it might be worth investing the money to not waste your time having to speak English for an hour before you get to speak your target language. So I would recommend buying a tutoring session and just conversation only. Like they're gonna want to like study grammar with you and all that stuff. Just literally dictate the session. Say, okay, I want to only have a conversation. And you need to practice having conversations and preferably do it in whatever domain that you want to use the language for. So you mentioned with your coworkers, let's just say you work in tech, right? So obviously you're going to need a lot of tech vocabulary. I don't know if you work in tech or not, but like if you work in tech, you're going to need a lot of tech vocabulary in order to communicate effectively. So have a tech related conversation with your tutor, right? And whenever you can't think of a word or concept, especially as if you're still like in the low B1 level, just say it in English, bro. Like don't force unnatural target language, okay? Just say it in English and then you want them to recast correct you. Basically, let's just say you're speaking French and you're saying the desk, right? So you didn't know how to say the word the desk, right? And so your tutor will pick up on that. And when you're done, yapping in French, they will repeat the sentence and tell you like, oh, the desk in French is this, right? So that's how you can do that. It's better to just say it in English than to force unnatural target language. Another option, if you don't want to do tutoring sessions, which I would highly recommend, but if you, for some reason you don't want to, or like, let's just say you're only doing 2 tutoring sessions per week, you don't want to like spend like, you don't want to break the bank here. And another thing you can do is free flow speaking and while recording yourself. I've done this in Vietnamese and got great results from it. However, only record 1 minute at a time. One of the biggest mistakes I did with Vietnamese, which really like made me frustrated, was I would try to record 5 to 10 entire minutes of yapping in Vietnamese. I just you can't correct yourself effectively if you have so much like that. And honestly, like your ability starts to erode and get the quality of the clip gets worse and worse as you stretch it out, right? So I would recommend 1 minute speaking. Basically, just answer a question, bro. Like ask yourself, um, what's my favorite part about my job? Ask yourself a random question and then just answer it in French, right? And record your answer. Um, Anything you don't know how to say it in English. And then ChatGPT will help you fill in the blanks. Don't trip about AI, bro. It's pretty accurate. This is like one of the best use cases for AI, honestly. ChatGPT does this, and like I would say, like because I'm fluent in Vietnamese, sometimes I just can't think of what to say. But when it corrects me, I instantly understand what it's trying to say. And honestly, like with Vietnamese, it's not even as common as French. 95% of the time, it gives me perfectly natural native Vietnamese, bro. So like honestly, don't trip about AI. You're not going to fossilize bad habits because of the tutor sessions because you're accent training. Okay. Or if you do the free flow speaking, don't worry because so many people will tell you, bro, don't speak. You're going to make bad habits. But if you're literally doing tutor sessions and getting corrections from tutors and you're literally doing accent training, bro, you're getting input too, you're not going to make any bad habits. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Um, Very short and simple stories are good here. Like, if somebody literally complimented your shirt in the mall 2 days ago, that's a perfect story for a 1 minute clip. Just very simple. Also, think of things to say that allow you to incorporate your fluency islands. So if you're really training, like, um, let's just say shopping, right? For example, you're training like, I bought this shirt, I bought the pants, I bought new shoes, right? If you're training that kind of structure, try to tell a story or answer a question that incorporates the structures that you're doing in your accent and fluency training islands, whatever. Yeah. That'll be super helpful, bro. Like I really think that's going to like really skyrocket your fluency, right? Let me oh. And then finally, immersion and flashcards. Okay. So preferably native content, right? So don't even at A2 level, I would say you don't need learner content because you're doing so much. Like you can use the learner content for your accent training and your SRS, but outside of that, like for immersion, I would say just go straight to native content because, bro, if you want to get fluent in 8 months, you need to start with native content as soon as possible. Like you can't delay this, bro. So preferably native content as close to IRL as possible. So again, let's just say your job is in tech. Try to find YouTube videos that talk about tech. If you are a chef, I don't know, dude. If you're a chef, try to find YouTube videos of people cooking and stuff like that, right? Like whatever you're going to use the language for, right? Because listen, if you want to get fluent in 8 months, fluency is relative to your domain, right? Like that's just how it is. So if you want to get fluent in 8 months, you're not going to be able to be fluent in cooking, tech, economics, history, philosophy. There's just a lot of stuff that you're not going to know, right? Because as I always say, like being a B2 level speaker is like being a 5-year-old at the end of the day. It really is like being a functional 5-year-old in the language. So you have to optimize for what you're actually going to use the language for, right? This is a mistake I made in Vietnamese. There's some stuff, like surprisingly simple stuff that like I sometimes don't understand, right? Like the word, bro. I just learned the word for sock in Vietnamese like 2 months ago. What the heck, dude? Because I only watch philosophy videos and gaming streams, and socks just don't come up, dude. So like all that to say, like, make sure that you're getting input in stuff that you want to use the language for. Okay. Look up words literally whenever you want. Like, don't trip. Like, don't think that you have to look up all the words. Don't think that you have to like force yourself to do raw. Whatever you want, bro. Like, look up words whenever you want. Only add words to your flashcard deck if it's I+1. Don't even waste your time with like really complicated sentences. Only if there's one element in the sentence that you don't understand, then look it up or then add it to your flashcards. Otherwise, just let it go. And also you want to do listening only immersion. So just turn your brain off and listen. So ideally, this would be outside of your 4-hour study block. Let's just say when you're driving to work, when you're cooking and cleaning, like when you're actually busy, listening only immersion is huge for that. All right. So yeah, hopefully I didn't overwhelm you, but here's some notes to not get overwhelmed. Take breaks. Okay. The focus multiplier course in this community that you have access to is literally a 10 out of 10 watch for you here. Like, this is really going to help you make the most out of your 4 hours. Because if you have 4 hours a day and you want to get fluent in 8 months, you can do it, but you have to lock in for those 4 hours, bro. Like, you can't like you could get fluent in 2 years and take your time. Sure. Yeah, sure. But if you are serious about getting fluent in 8 months, each of these 4-hour blocks is literally so precious, bro. Like, you need to be focused on it. So, yeah, take breaks. Don't spread yourself too thin. Almost everything I just taught you about doing in this routine is going to be very difficult and uncomfortable. Like, honestly, like doing accent training is going to hurt because you're basically learning how bad your accent is. That's really what accent training is. Accent training is just discovering how bad you are, really. So it's going to hurt. Doing fluency training is going to hurt because you're not going to be able to speak articulately and you're going to be very bad at it when you first start. So that's going to hurt. Even watching content might be difficult for you because you have to like sometimes turn your brain off and enjoy it, right? Which you might not be used to doing. You might not be able to tolerate ambiguity a lot of the time. So a lot of this is going to be super difficult. And keep in mind, this difficulty is what's going to get you fluent because you mentioned you use a lot of language learning apps. Language learning apps thrive off of two things: keeping you comfortable and keeping you not fluent. They keep you comfortable so that you keep using the app, and they keep you not fluent so you keep using the app. They are literally incentivized to keep you not fluent. That's why language learning apps suck. But true acquisition comes from discomfort, like the antithesis of language learning apps, right? You want to be uncomfortable. So this is dramatic, but like in order to get fluent, you literally have to transcend you have to transcend beyond your previous self in order to like get through the discomfort so you can get fluent. So I would recommend for you personally to take a guilt-free approach. If you miss cards, so what, dude? Who cares? Delete the deck and make a new one. Honestly, bro, I don't care. You can delete your deck for all I care. Delete it and make a new one. What you cannot afford if you're trying to get fluent in 8 months is a 3-week burnout. A 3-week burnout will kill you, dude. It will just kill you. So if you have a day where you miss your reviews, do not get guilty. Just literally delete the deck, make a new one. Like, just keep going. You need to keep going. You need momentum. If you have to cancel a tutor session, who cares? It's your money. Watch content instead. If you're having a lazy day, so be it. Spend that 4 hours watching content in French. I don't care, dude. Just use the 4 hours. Don't be rigid with the routine. I just prescribed you this routine that I think is the most optimal thing you could possibly do. But you don't have to do the most optimal thing you could possibly do. Just do what you can, and you will still make 10 times faster progress than the progress you were making weeks ago. I can guarantee. If you do this like with 50% compliance and the rest of it, you just piss it away, you will make 10 times faster progress than with Duolingo and inconsistent Anki that you were doing before. Okay. So screenshot this. I'm going to kind of simplify it really quick before we move on to the next thing that we're doing today. But so first you want to do your accent training, right? 10 to 30 minutes. Then you're going to want to do output SRS. So maybe the first day, it's literally just 20 minutes, bro. 10 minutes of accent training, 10 minutes of output SRS. 20 minutes, Boom, you're done. Next, fluency training. Let's just say you do a tutoring session. Okay, you can do a 20, you can do, I think they offer 25 minutes or 50 minutes, usually most apps. So let's just say you do half an hour of a tutoring session. Boom, nice and easy. That's what, 50 minutes total, 20 minutes of accent and fluency, and another 30 minutes of fluency training. Boom, you're good. The rest of your time, you can literally just spend watching content. Okay, that's a perfect routine for you, bro, for your first week. As the weeks go on, you want to do more and more accent training, more and more Fluency Island training with Output SRS, and more tutoring sessions and free flow speaking. Because again, if your main goal is to speak with your colleagues fluently in 8 months, you need a lot of hours of speaking. Okay, so um, while again, as I said in the beginning, you can do like 70% of the time immersion. Really start to ramp up your speaking training as you get more and more comfortable with it. All right. If you have any follow up questions, please DM me, leave a post. But honestly, bro, I'm really excited for you, dude. I'm excited for you to apply this routine. And I have a selfish interest in you because if you go from A2 to fluent in 8 months, my business is gonna boom because I'm gonna use you as as this like incredible story um, of somebody who followed my routine and got fluent in 8 months. So I have a vested selfish interest in you becoming as successful as possible. So please DM me if you have any follow up questions or if you need any help, bro. I'm here for you.
Thanks for making it to the end. And yeah, just a reminder if you want to watch the full like 1.5 hour long call, it's the top link in the description. And yeah,